Thank you for the introduction, Madam Toastmaster. I would like to begin this speech in the year 2002. I'm 16 years old. I'm sitting on my couch watching my favorite television show at the time, which was Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? I loved quiz shows. And on this particular episode, the contestant in the hot seat was given a very big question. And the question was, vexillology is the study of what? Myself and the contestant were both perplexed as we had no idea what this is, never heard the word, and were curious as to what it is. Unfortunately, the contestant guessed the wrong answer, which is flags. Vexillology is the study of flags. Two questions came to my mind as soon as I found this out. One, why is it called vexillology? And two, how do I learn more about it? I got the answer to the first question. Vexil is Latin for flags, and ology is Latin for the study of, therefore vexillology. Now, how was I going to learn more about this? Well, in the early 2000s, I did what anyone else who wanted to learn something did. They went to the library. You know, that building with books, that's where I went. The internet wasn't as prevalent back then. You couldn't get the wealth of knowledge that you can nowadays. I decided to go to the library. It was within walking distance. And that's where this love for flags, in particular nation flags, grew. Country flags like our Canadian one. Now, for the purpose of this speech, I'm going to be focusing on nation flags because vexillology covers flags of every kind. But the flags of different countries is what appealed to me the most, and that's what I'm going to focus the remainder of this speech on. Now, June is a very, very big month for vexillologists. Many countries are celebrating the adoption of their national flags, such as the United States on June 14th. Estonia's Flag Day is today. Tomorrow is Turkey. Now, other countries that will be celebrating their nation's flag this month include Luxembourg, Palau, Portugal, and Tanzania, as well as Greenland, which is the flag you see right there. Now, what's in a flag? Why do they matter? It's more than just something that someone decided to draw to look pretty and make themselves, proud of their nation. Now, I did find out that some flags in the world were created by a contest. But it goes beyond that. It's not just something that looks cool or that you put on your backpack if you're going to go on vacations. For a lot of countries, their flag is a symbol of when they broke away from British colonialism. Or like Estonia that you saw previously, that's when they gained their independence from the rule of the Soviet Union. Other flags have different stories. The one here is Mozambique in Eastern Africa, the only flag in the entire world with an AK-47 in it. That's an AK-47 crossed with a garden hoe. And the reason they have this is because the country went through 9 years of a bloody conflict just to gain independence, which they finally did in the mid-1970s. But it was a very gruesome war just for them to gain their own independence. Now, other flags have less bloody stories, including one of my favorites, the Kingdom of Bhutan, near the Himalayas. It has the country's national symbol, which is the thunder dragon, and the colors and the balls that the dragon is holding represent the Buddhist monks and the royal family that has been a part of the nation since its independence. Now, did you know that not all nation flags are the same shape and size? The majority are the common rectangle, like France here. Some are also square. Case in point, Switzerland with the white cross there is a square. The Vatican City or the Holy See is a square. Some countries have long flags, like this one that's supposed to show up. There you go. Like Qatar in the Middle East there. You'll notice it's longer. It has a different kind of rectangular shape than a lot of other countries. And then there are some that are shaped literally like the mountains. That's the national flag of Nepal. Also one of my favorites, as you can imagine, because it is so uniquely shaped. And it not only represents the Himalaya mountains, which is its pride and joy, but it also represents the sun, it represents prosperity, and the fact that at one time they were a very heavy Hindu nation. They've since kind of branched off into a more secular nation. Case in point, there's so many stories that these flags have, and I could be here for hours. I could be here for a very, very long time to just explain some of my favorite flags and some of the just insane stories that some of them have. But it just goes to show you that every country will have its story. Another one of my favorites, Kiribati, a Pacific island nation with an albatross. It could be a flag can be something as diverse as this, or it can be something as simple as flags like Italy with the tricolors, Russia has the tricolors. There's always a story behind flags. The next time you see one, just think to yourself, what's the story behind that? And how can I know more about that story? And with that, I say thank you for listening to my speech.